Hey guys, back again here. Just watched the Ireland Denmark game. 0-0. What a surprise. Just thought I'd give my views on it and thoughts, and sure if you like it, whatever. Like, subscribe, share it, whatever you want to do. Comment. Really bad again. The only good thing you can say about tonight is we got a clean sheet, but if that's the standard and the bar that we're setting, and that's where Irish football is now, that we can keep a clean sheet. That shows how sad things are. I think just looking at the game, we've had the end of managers. It's always gets poor. End of every international manager. You look at any across the board. Like look at Joachim Löw. I know Germany. I think they won tonight, but they were struggling. They nearly sacked him. Hodgson under England. Look at our previous managers like Trapattoni, Brian Kerr, Steve Staunton was always a disaster. But like you look at some of the managers, and who was Scolari, I think, at the 2014 World Cup with Brazil. Like things do end badly. International managers usually end badly. It's very rare they go out on a high. Del Bosque won everything with Spain. He ended up getting sacked and left. It's just one of those things that happens. But if you look at it now, we're so defensive, we're so negative. We were lucky tonight again. No shot. I don't remember us having a shot in the game. I don't think we had one on target. I top of my head anyway. So where do we go? I think we have to look back on Martin O'Neill and the appointment. So it's another appointment by the FAI. Personally, and you can quote me on this, I was never really happy with Martin O'Neill being appointed and Roy Keane going in as assistant. Now, I'm always behind every team. I was behind every appointment on manager. I personally didn't agree with it. I thought Martin O'Neill was well past the sell-by date when we even got him. I thought he did well, very well with Wickham. Obviously, I think he won the League Cup in '99, I think, or 2000 with Leicester. And then obviously he did his great, 4 years with Celtic or so, 5 years with Celtic, where he was outstanding and, should have won the UEFA Cup. I was in Reno Sport, I beat them, and they were quite unlucky in that and won a couple of SPLs and really took it to Rangers. And really great success there. Went to Villa, did pretty well again. Had a big budget now, very good enough budget, but did well. Left there, went to Sunderland. He started the rot with Sunderland. People forget that he took over from Steve Bruce. Did okay for the first 6 months, and the last 9-10 months was really poor. They were going down. I think it was Ticanio who actually kept them up that year. And that was the year Sunderland staying up and doing their revival. So O'Neill was kind of in the start now. There was probably mitigating circumstances, so I will give him the benefit of the doubt with that one. But I just thought his record wasn't good when we appointed him, especially the money we've been offering him. Like the appointments you can look at, the FAI have botched a lot of them since, like, never should have sacked McCarthy. That was the fan pressure. It was a wrong call over the whole Roy Keane thing. Brian Kerr was put in then. Never should have been taken out the youths. We can clearly see that now. There's no players coming through. Then obviously the debacle of appointing a man who's never managed the club. I think he was a coach at Walsall for 6 months. Obviously that was never going to end well. Trapattoni was only brought in because Dennis O'Brien paid the wages. Good appointment, but again, it was never going to be an open, expensive football. And Trapp did well for what he had. And then this guy comes in and he's on the same wages as Southgate. He's one of the highest paid coaches in Europe at international level. So I just want to know where that performance is relating to the players he has and what he can get on the pitch. And it's not there. And I don't like bringing salary into it, but I think we're not a country that maybe have the biggest budget in terms of, like, we don't give out into our league structures. We don't really do much for youth level. Everything just stayed at the top. I've been saying this for years is a massive issue, and it's going to come, and it's happening now. I've been saying this for the last 4 or 5 years, that we're not putting money into our leagues. We're not producing players. Oh yeah, but we qualify for the Euros. It's fine. That doesn't make any difference. If the money's not going to go into the League of Ireland, if it's not going to producing players, you're going to eventually starve. You're going to cut off your tail, and you're going to have nothing left. And that's what's happening. So it's sad, the state of what's happening, really. Since the Euros, really, I think we were lucky to even qualify for the Euros. We finished third in the group because we beat Germany, which was an amazing night, but we got lucky. we beat them, and that made us go third. Now, usually, and it still is the case, third position does not qualify you from a group. Third was not progress. We still finished behind Germany and Poland. We got there in the end, beat Bosnia. We did well. The Euros, bar the Belgium match, we did really well, to be honest. And the France game could have gone either way, to be honest. We were doing well. Since then, we'll figure out the first game of the next campaign. We got 2-2 in Serbia. I think I remember that game. I think we had 94 passes in 93 minutes of football. It was very, quote me wrong on that, I don't know, but it's very similar to those sort of stats. It was averaging about 1 a minute a pass. I was at the game against Austria away. We did well that game, actually. McLean scored, and we were 5 points ahead of Wales, I think, going into it after the end of that game. And that was probably our last good performance under this coach. And that was 2 years ago, I think it was the very week. We scored 1 goal against 10-man Wales and 10-man Serbia, and they're both down to 10 men for at least half an hour in both games. We didn't score 1 goal, and we scored 1 goal against Austria at home. We can't score goals anymore. Went to Wales and won. Again, maybe a bit of smash and grab. To be honest, we didn't really do much else in the game other than the goal. And we were technically so naive against Denmark. We're obviously missing Seamus Coleman. Massive loss. To be honest, we easily could have beaten him if he played, honestly. But to make those changes at half time, McGeady and Houlihan and taking off his midfield. You know, people say he's a defensive coach, but that was just reckless. Like, you don't do that. It was 2-1. We're well in the game. If you get the first goal, it could be 2-2 with 20 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go. You're right in that game. And they blew it, and it was embarrassing. And they gave him a new contract, even though he was looking for the Stoke job and stuff like that. I just didn't like it. I just thought there was, I think a manager, if they want to stay, they want to stay. They shouldn't be flirting with going to Stoke. And he decided to stay. I don't know if they gave him more money or not. Roy Keane staying on as well. It was never a good idea to keep him on for the second time. I just thought after the Denmark game, it was just there was so much cracks papered over the Wales win, the 1-0, that I just thought sometimes it's a fresh idea, fresh voice. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not having a go O'Neill for getting us to the Euros. He did what we had to do. We finished third. We got there a few playoffs. That's fine. He did his job in theory. But sometimes it's just a new, fresh face and a fresh voice in the dressing room is good. I think, you know, it's still the old thing that he doesn't tell his team an hour before kickoff he's playing. So how are you supposed to make up any combinations at the back? How are you supposed to any sort of things in midfield? Like, how are you supposed to be organised as a unit? And that's what's seriously happening right now. It's not actually the lack of quality. Yeah, there is a bit of a lack of quality in the team. I'm not doubting that. But there's no organisation. I don't think anyone actually knows where they're going or supposed to be playing. And I think that's a big, big thing that you can't. And then he changed the player. He changed his formation. He has Cyrus Christie playing centre midfield. I don't understand. I can't understand that. When you've got players on the bench who play that position, play people in their normal position. At least then that'll give you 11v11 of people who are right in the right area. If you want to play Cyrus Christie, unfortunately we've got Seamus Coleman right back or right wing back. He can't play. I'm glad he gave Enda Stevens a run tonight. He should be left wing back. He's one of our better players once he can get going. But it shouldn't be saying for about a year and a half when he's playing brilliant with Sheffield United that he gets his first start tonight. So I don't know. Anyway, you look at 2018. The lack of mentality in this year has just been horrible. Like the friendly the other day, one of the guys was at it and said, "Oh no, it's the ball went out for a throw and the ball rolled past Martin O'Neill." And he just looked at it and it rolled past him. And he just slowed the game down. We're 0-0 at home in a friendly to Northern Ireland. And there was no urgency. There was no nothing. What kind of mentality is that given out? Like, to say your players are that limited. These are still professional footballers. We're not Gibraltar. We're not San Marino. We've got Premier League and Championship players. We're not that limited that we can't play. Northern Ireland had a guy from Oxford playing up front the other day. They outplayed us completely. I'm not asking us to play 70% football and pass, but to not even be able to think that a midfield can pop it into midfield, out to full back, just little combination play and try and do something with the ball instead of just knocking around the back 3 or 4 and just whacking it forward and the ball just comes straight back. It's just it's a bad mentality. It's bad. You can see what's happening. The 2018 It's been such a disastrous year with Stephen Ward, WhatsApp messages, whatever was going on there. Clearly, there's some part of the dressing room, there's something going on. I don't know if it's over the FAI, I don't know if it's over Martin O'Neill, or the players are revolting or just don't want to play. The players don't want to play, look at Declan Rice. I'm not getting into that, we all know what happened there. West Ham are probably in his ear, you know, you're going to earn more money, you're going to get this, we'll earn more money. But at the end of the day, the players don't want to play for us anymore. We had the granny rule, they don't want to do it anymore. So the only way now, we have to put all our eggs in one basket and start putting them into League of Ireland structures and promoting players. We're crap anyway, we're not getting results, we're a million miles away from getting playoffs or getting to next Euros or World Cup. Why not just take the hit? We're going to stay a third or possibly we're going to be a fourth seed the way we're going. And that's what's going to happen. So if we're going to be shit anyway, why not have a long-term plan to get us back up? Sometimes it's one step back for two forward. And I can't think of another way to try and do this because we're not producing players. And then the players we usually get on the granny reel are not playing for us anymore. So we're literally left with average players. And we need a new structure. See what can go on. And we can see there is quality in the League of Ireland, what's happening. So the style of play going forward is, you know, I can't really remember the last time we put 10, 15 passes together. I can't remember the last time we had a shot on target. Like they always scored against Wales the last goal. That was 5 games ago. They gave us the ball. I think when their defender slipped and Williams went in and just knocked it over the keeper. But we haven't. I don't think we've actually created a chance in must be about 6 games. I think a new manager has to come in. First of all, I think the Delaney has to go. I think the FA is run pretty badly. I think the only thing growing within Irish sport, or I should say Irish football, seems to be John Delaney's CV. Now he's working with UEFA and he's still going on with the FAI. So I think there is a bit of an issue there. It's just there's nothing going on anymore. A new manager has to come in, start 2019 fresh. There's Chris Hughton linked to Mick McCarthy's favourite. We're not going to get Chris Hughton. Probably why would he leave Brighton? Roy Keane. I wouldn't go for Stephen Kenny. I'm a big League of Ireland fan, but I wouldn't. I think he's failed at 2 of the biggest jobs he's had. He couldn't hack it at Dunfermline. Went to Rovers and that was a disaster. Now, he's done brilliantly with Dundalk. I'm not taking away from him, but it's not. Dundalk are still. They're never going to be the biggest team in Ireland. Like they're not. And you could say maybe I'm a bit blind by it, but I don't think he could. I think he needs to go a step further, maybe to a League One or a Championship team, and see if he can do it. If he can, I'd get him on for the next job. I'd love to go for Brendan Rodgers personally because I know there's talks of Celtic going on there. There's stuff happening, but I think he'd be good. He'd bring some impetus. He's not perfect, but why not? He might try and at least trying to get us playing a bit more. It might bring a bit of positivity. Mick McCarthy would as well, definitely for positivity. I think he definitely help morale. Again, it'd be the similar stuff that O'Neill would have, but I think that the dressing room's gone. They're not playing for him. I just can't see it. And an outsider, I was thinking myself as a Leeds fan, we did very well with Gary Monk, and he's with Birmingham. Birmingham's future is still very missed because of financial fair play and all that, and they're a bit of trouble there. So you never know where his future could lead as well. I don't know if he'd ever take it, but it's just a name I'm throwing out there. He'd organise the defence well. He organises set pieces very well. He gets the best out of kind of an average group of players, and he'd be a bit younger, new ideas coming in as well. And he's a good manager, and that's why I'm just putting him in there. But whoever gets it, I think Martin O'Neill's going to stay on because I don't think they can sack him. I don't think they can afford to sack him, and that's the big issue now. Do they just bite the bullet? But look, we'll see what happens anyway. But there's a lot to go on, and it's such a dour year for Ireland. And looking at the rugby lads the other night, they were brilliant, and there has to be an inquest of how they're able to compete at the top level. I know rugby's not as competitive. There's only a couple of teams who really are good, to be honest, and luckily we're one of them. But how we can look at the rugby players and be so well drilled and so optimistic and give everything while we are literally scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of everything. So I think that comes from the top. So just get sacking Martin O'Neill is not going to change everything. I think it needs to be a full wipeout, but I don't see it happening anyway. Anyway, that's enough of me ranting anyway, but sure, look, if you like it, share, comment, whatever you want. And there's more videos, and I'll catch you later.